to the heat in the afternoon. We've played him every night this week at his request. He likes it at night, and I think he's going to have a very tough time in the heat today. Edberg, on the other hand, will he get tired or will he move laterally? He's got to move well at the net. He's a great volleyer. They say, many feel he's got the best backhand volley in the sport, and can he do it today against a tremendous ground stroker? That will be the test, his ability to move at net.
And we will have a test of Will's because it is extremely hot today. The temperature going above 100 degrees. We'll have it for you, the championship match. Stay with us on Prime. Agassi against Edberg coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we call your attention to the center of the stadium court for the official coin toss. And our honorary official coin tosser is the CEO of Blade Mason.
That's a great idea.
Mason.
We can all flip coins.
He'll be assisting
20
umpire down at La Fronta.
All right. No, it's yours, actually.
Here goes the toss.
Mine's in my pocket. Yep. No, it's not. The media stuff from yesterday.
We want to thank the CEO of Blade Mason, Chip Mason, for a nice job on the coin toss. Thank you. A nice warm, very warm round of applause.
That's good. I had a pin. Oh, wait. The Legg Mason Tennis Classic on Prime is being brought to you by IBM, Solutions for a Small Planet. By ITT Sheraton, for 75 years, the one to follow. And by Air France.
Tennis Classic Finals here at the William H.G. Fitzgerald Tennis Center.
Tennis Center, the #1 seed on the left, Andre Agassi, going against the
for
defending champion, Stefan Edberg, formerly a #1 player. And there is excitement in the air here in Washington today. A lot of people anticipating quite a matchup. And now to our fourth commentating member, who is courtside, Linda Pence. Linda.
Thank you, Barry. Well, I can certainly verify that it's extremely hot courtside here today. We've talked about the contrast between Agassi and Edberg. Let's talk about the contrasting character in Agassi, a very confident player today, very different from Friday night when he was pacing around the locker room waiting to play Mauricio Haddad, a player he was expected to beat easily. He described that match nervously as having all the ingredients of an upset. Then he played Todd Martin, the best thing that could happen to Agassi this week. He really had to work for it. He described that match as having tournament-winning potential. So I think today we're seeing a much more confident Agassi. In fact, he said yesterday that his game is exactly where he wants it to be. Back to you, Barry.
All right, Linda, stay with us throughout the afternoon. We'll be back to you as they warm up out here. Andre Agassi, certainly the #1 seed and #1 player in the world as these folks prepare for a very hot, humid day here in Washington. But Agassi looking stronger and stronger as this tournament has moved along, Donald, certainly at the top of his game right now.
Well, he's been the #1 ranked player on the ATP Tour for 14 weeks since April the 10th. Although, as we discussed yesterday, he has not won a tournament since he became #1, losing in the French and losing at Wimbledon in the semifinals to Becker. So he's looking very anxiously for a tournament win And that's why Washington becomes so important for him, because remember that computer ranking, he can start, if he keeps losing, suddenly those points start coming off and he has real problems staying in the top 3. So he's got to win a few titles along the way to maintain his #1 ranking.
I was interested to hear him say that yesterday when the match finished. Well, his opponent today, formerly the #1 player in the world, 2 times a Wimbledon champion, Tim, and this guy to me looks very fit today after a long day yesterday.
Well, Donald was talking about incentive. Edberg certainly with a lot of incentive, because over the last 6 months or so, people have been talking like he is washed up, that his career is at the end, and he does not have the potential to beat the greatest players in the world. And I know Stefan Edberg still believes in his potential, and this is a perfect showcase for him to show the world that he can beat the world's best players.
Yeah, he said this morning, Tim, I thought interestingly, Edberg said, you know, it's a great thrill to be able to play the #1 player in the world. You work hard all week long trying to get to him, so he'll have his thrill today because Agassi is so strong.
Well, it's quite a matchup, and we caught up with Andre Agassi, and we asked him, what's it like to play against Stefan Edberg, and how does he feel about Edberg as a tennis player?
If you're a little bit off, a guy like that can just really chew you up. I mean, there's no question he has played better in his career. This isn't the best year that he's having, so I think that, you know, if I'm really playing sharp, I could maybe get on top of him early. But if I let him into the match, he's been a champion, and he is a champion, and he knows what it takes to win, and he believes he can win. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. You'll see all around tennis.
Well, Agassi showing a lot of respect for Stefan Edberg, calls him a champion, and he is so trite. And so we're ready to go. Players taking their final warm-up serve. Stay with us. We'll have the championship match right after this. Right. That's the 3. There's some more
1
stuff.
minute.
Segment 2 is history. Start looking at the 33.5 elements. Go right to a Gonzalez, 6-minute piece. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, the chair umpire for this championship match from Gadsden, Alabama, Dana LaConta.
All right.
It appears some want to applaud and some are hesitant to applaud. Top of 1, 2, 3, and 4 for
Our
Dana
stage manager
LaConta.
wants to know where Brooke is.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome back to our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. This is the William H.J. Fitzgerald Tennis Center, as the youngsters are taking in a lot of fluid today. The temperature well over 100 degrees and extreme humidity. It is steamy. These two have played before, obviously. Agassi leading 4-3. They last played in Key Biscayne, where Agassi won it in straight sets, although the first set was a tiebreak. So their games are familiar, certainly as they take some final loosening up. And as we look at the Agassi entourage, there's Brooke Shields in the foreground. Brett Gilbert on the right with the sunglasses. They have been through this before, Tim. This is best of 3. 3 sets for the championship. Agassi looks over now as checks the toss. He will serve in the first game. Certainly the first game of any match, Donald. A lot of nerves out there right now.
Right at the start there, we're going to be a little edgy. Edberg looking around. I must say he looks pretty fit. Start.
He opens up with an ace right down the center.
And Agassi was coming in behind that serve, which really surprises me.
This is Dana LaConta, out of Gadsden, Alabama, in the chair, one of the experienced chair umpires. Agassi has moved into this finals without a whole lot of difficulty. Started against Gilbert there. And then Donald actually, he rolled.
Well, he beat Michael Joyce easily and then Mauricio Haddad. But last night, beating Mark 7-6 was an awfully good match. Another big boomer there by Agassi down the center with the snap of the wrist. Flat serve.
30-15. And a fault. Tim, you talked to Edberg just before this match started. How was he feeling?
He told me he was tired, and that is very unusual because Edberg, I know in other times I've spoken to him before matches, I know he's been a little bit fatigued and he wouldn't say anything. The fact that he would admit to me that he's tired shows just how much he's labored over the last week. Not only does he have a lot of fatigue, but he's got a sore shoulder and blisters on both feet. So a quick start is important for him.
He gets that return long. Look at his road to the finals. He's had some tough matches there, Tim, in the last two rounds.
Again, his average match has been close to 2 hours, where Agassi's been down at 1 hour and 15 minutes per match.
Whistles from this crowd.
I made an early call on that baseline before the ball hit. He started, there's that late announcement. If that wasn't the lady who made the call, it's the other end. Let's see Agassi moving to his right as that ball floats right there, and they called it out.
Yeah, that was way inside the baseline.
I thought it was inside the line, but we're way up top.
Second serve now for Agassi.
Called it early though, Tim, as the ball was floating. He yells out, and then it hit on the line.
Too strong from the backcourt, and so Agassi holds his serve in the first game of the first set. We're at the Legg Mason Classic in Washington. Stay with us on Prime. Agassi 1-love first set.
No flash photography, no videotaping, no smoking. Otherwise, do whatever you want to have fun. Remember to stop by the GSI concession stands to pick up an ice cream.
That's like their characters.
Yeah. Hang on to those.
Barry,
yeah,
I say that.
What's that?
I'll talk a little bit about the different clothing.
You're also invited to stop by the second effort booth to pick up your official Legg Mason Tennis Classic t-shirt. Second effort, the official merchandiser of the Legg Mason Tennis Classic. Thank you.
Okay. Gotcha. We're going to do, hey Bruce, we're going to discuss the difference in their clothes.
Where all the big points are at the slams.
Yeah.
You get to the semis of the finals. The slams, you're getting 300-400 points.
Stefan Edberg.
Yeah.
Stefan Edberg up to serve now, his first service game. Interesting contrast in their clothing. Edberg very traditional and all white.
White for the good guy, black and white for Agassi, who really likes street clothing.
You know what's amazing is in this heat, the black shorts and a lot of black in that shirt, that's going to absorb a lot
black
of heat.
socks.
Yeah.
Socks and your shoes.
And shoes.
He's really sweat today.
Well, a lot of people saying Edberg not having a great year on the downside, but to me, this guy is playing some of the best tennis he's ever played here this week. And he doesn't look like a a sliding champion to me. What do you think, Donald?
I think the problem has been he's had a good win-loss record for the year, about 30-11, but he hasn't done well in the big Grand Slams where major points are. You can win 300-400 points if you can get to the semifinals, and that's where he's really not had a good year, was in the majors.
It's pretty solid, and at one point in '95 he was 18-4. The first tournament of the year in Doha, he went to the finals and won that tournament. And he had a solid, consistent record, losing in the 4th round of the Australian.
Well, it's interesting people say he's struggling. When we talked to Edberg about how he feels, he's playing these days.
This is really the first time I've been struggling in 10, 15 years, maybe even the first time in my life, because everything has been going so well. But I still have a lot of things to give.
Drop shot. Agassi, a beautiful touch. Just takes a little bit off that slice there at the last minute. Well disguised too.
Almost nonchalant, looked like Agassi was going for a little jog on this ball. Good pickup by Edberg, and Edberg logically has to cover the open court down the line. I don't think Agassi tried that shot though if he wasn't down 41.
Well, he sure made it look easy.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little too relaxed, in fact.
Interesting that Edberg said there that he still has a lot to give. Nice theory, and I'll tell you what he does. He's a great competitor. He showed it yesterday. The shot that Agassi won with yesterday, Tim.
If Agassi moves Edberg around like that, I'm not sure how much he'll have to give this afternoon because of the fatigue factor. Agassi opening up the court, and Edberg not even moving for that ball. He's going to have to conserve his energy.
30, Edberg in, serving volley, and Stefan Edberg holds his first service game, a crucial game.
And that's great the way he mixed that serving up. He hit that high spinner there and came in quickly with that good backhand volley. And here during the week, 3 of the 4 top seeds have gotten through the semifinals, including Todd Martin last night. Edberg, of course, was down 5-2 in the quarterfinal. And Agassi plays Martin last night and beat him 6-4, 7-5, but in an awfully good match.
The favorite shot of Andre Agassi. He runs around that forehand and drills it deep to the backhand.
So much of Agassi's game is structured around getting a mid-court forehand that he can punish. Nice kick serve that drew the short ball, and Agassi punished the big forehand.
And he does that with such great percentage. Look at that shot.
Tim, you saw him back in '88. Did he always run around? Did he always have that big forehand?
Yeah, that was always the cornerstone of his game. Agassi now has more weapons than just this one, but this is what really got him to the top early on. '88, of course, he broke onto the scene, went to number 3 in the world. But that's the shot now that he didn't have back then, was the big booming serve. Agassi always had a good return and a great forehand. That flat serve has been a very welcome addition, and one of the reasons he's got to the number 1 spot.
Well, it saves him some energy, that's for sure. He doesn't have to work so hard with that big serve. Agassi boards easily in the 3rd game of the first set. Agassi now 2-1 in the first set. We're at the Legg Mason Classic in Washington. Agassi 2-1, first set.
And friends, happy birthday, Brooke. Mayor Brown and Platt, Molesky Group, Morgan Lewis and Marcus, Robin and Friends, Steptoe and Johnston, UK Army Recreation. Roger. And everybody else is here with a friend or a group. Thank you. ladies and gentlemen, how fast can you serve a tennis ball? Well, to find out, you're invited to go to the power bar display and try out the fast serve radar gun. You'll be surprised.
$19.90 right here, a different looking Andre Agassi playing against Jim Grab, and Agassi fires one into the crowd. Talk about a different look. There he was, $19.90, a straight set win to win this championship over Jim Grab.
Boy, that's a shocking picture. It looks like he's about 16 and now he looks about 40, but he plays a lot better.
Here is the new look of Andre Agassi that appeared on the scene as he played for Australia. We have gotten our first football from Stefan Edberg. Footballed at least a dozen times yesterday, and on crucial times, Tim.
Tim, has anybody said or asked Andre to cut his hair?
I think it's a good question. I actually like this look.
Well, we might ask him after the match, Ray. Have Linda do that.
Well, Linda Pence will probably get that one in.
It sure looks different.
Edberg, 15. He is definitely trying to spin that first serve and get in behind it. You can see that happening.
And kick it very high, so Andre's got to hit it at shoulder height. That's the important part, is bounce it high.
Edberg. He wasn't coming back.
He had given up on that point, but he hit a great forehand on the dead run. Edberg moving to his left, saves one with the backhand. Now watch him push off. Great camera work by our crew. Fabulous forehand there. He just hooks it, hoping, and he wins it.
He was not coming back to that shot. The minute he did the ball. Edberg again.
But I think it's an important point that he's not coming back. And normally when somebody's very fresh, they would stop right after they hit a forehand like that and push back into the open court. Edberg, at very early in the first set, not even doing it there.
Good point.
Agassi continuing to slap forehands wherever possible. Watch Andre here setting up. He just crunches that forehand and catches it way in front of his shoulder. That's the secret. There's another one.
But a bad shot from Agassi.
I guess the secret you have to say of Agassi, Tim, are his hands.
He just has such fast hands, amazing racket acceleration. Remember, at a guy like Todd Martin, who was serving 120 miles an hour yesterday, he was taking a full swing. Edberg under 100 on his first serve.
40 love up now. Edberg tight here, 40-30, still game point, trying to get to 2-all. That forehand, that's been his Achilles heel, hasn't it, through the years, Tim? The forehand, short ball.
Definitely has, I think, a technical weakness on that side. Unlike Agassi, Chang, Courier, they have the extreme Western grip. And Edberg plays with almost a continental on that forehand side, and I think it's a big liability. Can't get a lot of topspin on that shot.
Will go long. Solid first serve, deep.
He's having much more success when he spins that ball deep and comes in behind the first serve. But we expect that of Stefan if he's volleying well. He's very tough at the net.
Agassi way inside that baseline. Takes the high ball, knocks it off, cross court.
If Edberg is going to kick the serve, Donald, I think he's going to have to get some good depth because Agassi is way in front of the baseline as he makes contact with that. Agassi's favored return, the two-hander.
Look at the angle he can get off that shot.
Don't miss
Don't miss that one.
That's a sign to me that Agassi is on edge and really wants to get out in front early in this match because over the past 12 months, he's been unflappable, usually in tough calls, but he is on edge today. He wants to get an early break.
Gets out of trouble.
But Tim, let's analyze the rule. If there's no rule where the chair umpire can control all the calls and overrule any time, he doesn't have him to yell at. You know, and the rule encourages that, I think, because the guy in the chair should make the call only when it's an egregious error, which I assume is 6 to 8 inches out, not when it's 1 or 2 inches.
But everybody's definition of what is egregious is different, and
that's
different
the
chair
problem.
umpires.
That's the whole problem with the rule, right there.
But it's all perception. Either you take away the capacity to overrule, or you don't have it at all, or you let the chair umpire decide what is egregious.
You encourage both players to scream at the chair umpire every time that he thinks it's a bad call.
But I played under the old system as well when you couldn't overrule, and that was a big problem because there were some terrible calls and nobody had the power to overrule.
I had an egregious day yesterday, I'll tell you, all day long.
An egregious error most of your life.
Oh, yes. No.
That's that 40 about 4 inches.
Much.
You just get the feeling Agassi's always in control of the rallies and the exchanges.
There is that flat first serve, 108 miles per hour, right down the center. I'll tell you, on a day like today with this humidity, Agassi's going to like some quick, cheap points.
Interesting for Edberg to clean that forehand. That's not his comfortable shot. And he's out of court here, moving to his right. He sets up. He's got the continental grip Tim spoke about, but there he comes through. Big follow through with topspin. Comes Edberg.
Oh, yes. Brilliant play from Stefan Edberg, moving to his right.
That was a big gamble on Edberg to go back behind Agassi on this first volley, but smartly he covers the line and gets a perfect drop volley. But actually it's not a bad play. I think it's really smart to volley behind Agassi, who loves to cover the open court.
Called wide. Edberg gets another look. I'll tell you what, he is hitting that ball very crisply. Agassi holds. 3-2 Agassi, first set.
Everybody's welcome to join us there. Have you had your Heineken today? We'll drink to that. The Lake Basin Tennis Classic is also pleased to present the Courtside Club to all eligible spectators. Tennis fans with box seat tickets or a stamped Courtside Club pass are invited to join us in the air-conditioned tent with an opportunity to view the matches via 4 large-screen color TVs, a full bar, and a catered menu by GSI. Located on Hospitality Lane next to the VIP entrance. Thank you.
Time.
Getting this Agassi still complaining about the call.
Andre Agassi up 3-2 in the first set. Having a few words with Dana LaCanto there as they cross over. Andre's still not happy with that call on that close ball.
Again, it shows to me that Agassi is on edge. It also shows how dearly he wants to win this match. It would be his first title since he became the #1 player in the world.
Serving well down the center, 15 love. Andre's had a few problems physically over the last couple of years. Of course, the wrist, which he had the operation. Obviously, it has cured up very well. We caught up with him, and here's what he had to say about his injuries.
You know, every time I'd bend my wrist back, I'd go, wow, I mean, I might not be able to play. You know, that's a harsh confrontation there with reality. And so it took me some time to kind of work through a lot of emotions, and I think that was a big point in me coming back and being so dedicated and committed to achieving more.
Has been dedicated, that's for sure, Tim, and I think maybe Brad Gilbert's had a bit to do with that.
I think the combination of facing the injury back in '94, where he had to have the operation, was out of the game for 3 months, and Gilbert's tutelage have combined to make Agassi a much more focused and determined player.
Wow. Oh, a center volley off the forehand. Took his eye off that ball at the last minute.
And also, I think Edberg had some problems with sweat on his palm. He looked right down at his hand after he missed that forehand volley.
Is that a problem, Tim, on a very hot day like today?
Yeah, you could be in the middle of a point and some sweat goes right down onto your grip and you lose control of the racket.
It may have slipped again.
Bad toss. That ball was thrown out to the right too far. Agassi, of course, in a great year. He's moved to the #1 spot. And now he has a great point here in the opening set.
32 Agassi, a chance to go up 4-2 right here.
Coming in to close it with the overhead after working his way into the net. You see him set up now. Edberg's put up a high lob. Agassi elects with his left hand to center the ball and crushes it with his right shoulder. Good flick there.
Can't play much cleaner tennis than that last point.
Look at the year he's had since last year in New Haven. 12 months, he's been 16 straight tournaments or better in the quarterfinals. That is quite a consistent record. It's all competition.
Well, as I said yesterday, every tournament that he enters, all the other guys in the tournament, the 55, 31 guys are after him every time he walks out there. It's kind of tough to him.
And the critics have knocked him over the years for not being consistent, and the results show otherwise.
Certainly the results 12 months, he's really dominated.
So you have 4-2 now with a break and 30 love. This is best of 3 for the title. Edberg, the defending champion here. He has had great success in Washington. And it's with the forehand. Agassi red out deep. It is 5-2 Agassi. First set. Stay with us. We're at the William H.G. Fitzgerald Tennis Center in Washington.
All you have to do is dial 1-800-MATTRESS. 1-800-M-A-T-T-R-E-S. Leave off the last S. That's the S for savings. Dial a Mattress delivers anywhere, anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 1-800-MATTRESS. Dial a Mattress. Ladies and gentlemen, the tournament management would like to extend our apologies for any inconvenience you had parking for today's matches. It appears the National Park Service closed a portion of the north field due to the rains last night, and that limited much of our parking. We're very sorry, but we're glad to see you here okay. Thank you.
Time.
The finals here. Jimmy Connors on the far side playing Andres Gomez, and there it was. Connors winning his 109th title, a record setter, crowd on its feet. And so Jimmy Connors, who has had such success here in Washington, another victory, Donald, in straight sets over Gomez. What a match that was.
Well, it was his last big win in the ATP Tour, and in those days it was the Grand Prix. He certainly dominated the game. 20 years, he and John Edberg left their mark. John McEnroe.
McEnroe, I'd love to hear you say that.
John Edberg. They really left their mark, though, on the sport. And when we lost both of them in about 2 years, it changed the game until these new great Americans have come along. Agassi, Chang, Collier, Sampras.
It's number 3 for Stefan Edberg, 91 miles per hour. He took a bit off and spun it out wide. So Edberg now quickly to 40 love. Agassi goes for an unbelievable shot, but he's down 40 love. What do you think?
The result wasn't unbelievable, or maybe it was. This is one of the more outrageous shots anyone will, I think, we'll see all year long. Agassi going for a backspin drop shot. Now, Andre probably feels that he can throw that point away just because Edberg has been controlling the game. Didn't just quite made it over his own service line.
Sample of his hot weather. Not going to try too many long balls.
Couldn't believe Stefan made it. Angle up an angle. Edberg set it up perfectly, sharply hit to the left. And here Stefan has to move way out of court. Look at the angle where he gets the ball, and he goes back more sharply angled, and Agassi can only watch it.
Right on the center. We have just got the report that the on-court temperature right now is 118 degrees.
So remarkable about Agassi is that even down love 15 in this game, that's a big point at love 15. He goes for an outright winner and converts. Agassi is so confident.
This wide. Edberg was in behind that return. So Agassi now 30-15, 2 points away from the first set.
this rally. Here the ball is a little short, comes in, cups it for a drop volley, and Agassi conceded that point, didn't even try to run for it.
Big points now for Edberg, 30 all. He would love to break right here. Some Swedish fans high in the stands. Late call. Whistles from this crowd. I can see it's been a little edgy, as you mentioned, Tim. Early. Great play from Edberg.
I would see Edberg doing it earlier on in the match. But Agassi's been sitting at a pretty high percentage of first serve, but on a big point, 30 all. This is one of the best plays Edberg has. He's attacking the second serve, and he draws the error on the lob.
A big hand for Edberg from this.
He thought he had that ball too. That's play before was the perfect Edberg attack. He'd get that second serve, he can come in on it. Here's Agassi opening the court up. Edberg had the backhand and misses. Could have broken back here for 5-4 if he'd made that shot.
Back to deuce. Double fall. Crucial stage, his second of the afternoon, and so now once again Edberg with a chance.
That's totally in deference to the pressure that Agassi knows that Edberg's coming in. Went for too much on the second serve.
All right, let's see what Stefan does on the second serve. Will he attack? Agassi come in.
That's just too big.
He went high kicker there and pushed him wide, and then with the short ball return, Agassi crushes it up the line. Awfully big point the way he played that.
You know, Edberg was thinking about coming in, but the serve forced him back. He's struggling now on his first serve.
That is unusual. Both of them low tosses, both of them into the net.
Agassi took his sweatband off and fired it right at his chair. I think Andre feeling that he's getting some sweat down onto that hand and is losing a little bit of control when he makes contact.
I'd love to get rid of my sweatband hit ace like that.
It's number 4, 112 miles per hour.
Oh, is that a big point to hit that ace?
There's no question that this high humidity, both players sweating profusely, and that's going to affect the grip, as you mentioned, Tim. Once again now, Edberg with a chance to break. 5-3.
Perfect there, the way he played that chip return deep and then drop volleys at the net. People forget this is a great volleyer at net, one of the best in the world.
And Stefan Edberg has broken serve. When we return, Edberg will serve to get even at 5 games all. Stay with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're invited to stop by the Cellular One booth and place a free local cellular call. With Cellular One, a local call can even be as far as Ocean City, Maryland, or Petersburg, West Virginia. Cellular One, clearly better. Remember the name Phileas Fogg, Phileas Fogg fine foods from around the world are now available in gourmet delis and selected giant stores. Thank you.
Time.
And the most important point for Edberg, add out, he takes that chip, gets the depth, and look at the little stop volley to break serve and come around here, serving now at 4-5 in the first set. It was perfect tactics by Stefan Edberg.
10th game, first set, Edberg right back in it. Oh. That's right. And Agassi fires one high into the stands.
I'm listening for a code violation against Agassi, but I didn't hear it from Kanto.
He didn't give it, which is interesting.
Thank you.
Anytime a ball's hit out of the court surface in anger, it should be a violation.
Very
that
close.
was a great serve.
Wow. There was that last point when Agassi missed a short ball, Tim, and he really let it fly here.
Upper deck home run.
We got 8,200 people here, Barry, in a sellout, so the crowd is really loving this play. They just wanted to go on and on. They don't want a quick 2-set win either way.
We have seen quality tennis thus far. 9 games. Edberg's shown a lot of class to come back. That exhausting. Edberg playing great defense.
What surprised me about Edberg is there has been no signs of fatigue so far. He has moved well in the backcourt. Good stretch here and goes outside the double alley to make a play in this backhand. This is where a two-handed backhand makes such a difference. You can just stretch out, and I think you get more control with that left hand than if you have to do it with one hand.
30 all.
With it, Agassi refused to play the ball, puts a lot of pressure on that linesperson.
Agassi has to win the first set, 6 games to 4. Bad break for Edberg on that close call, though, Tim.
Edberg, though, had a makeable backhand volley. Just let that slip away. Agassi with a solid second return. And what is amazing, he generates so much power off the back foot from behind the baseline. It drew the error off the backhand volley of Edberg.
First game, second set. I would say Agassi or Edberg has made up his mind now to take as many balls and come in behind him.
This is an important game, too, for Edberg. As Agassi all of a sudden gained the momentum by grabbing that first set.
That's right away. Agassi down 1-3. First game, second set.
Agassi playing very quickly between points. When Andre gets a little bit nervous or jittery, he loses his concentration. He plays too quickly.
Edberg up 1-love in the second. He lost the first 6-4. Stay with us. Edberg hanging in.
Tennis Foundation would like to say thank you 7,500 times, because that's how many people we had in the stadium today. 7,500, which is a capacity crowd. And thank you from the Washington Tennis Foundation and Legg Mason. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Sterling Cleaners, featuring home delivery service, offers 50% off your first order with your Legg Mason ticket stubs. Just remember, it's not clean, it's Sterling Clean. If you're ready for some fresh necks, then you're ready for Chevy's Mexican Restaurant. At Chevy's, they make everything from scratch every day. In fact, their kitchens are can-free. Chevy's Mexican Restaurant, Pentagon Center. Thank you.
Time.
Steve,
Are you checking here out?
the Legg Mason Classic final round action. Andre Agassi with the first set 6-4. Edberg up 1-love. Let's go courtside now with Linda Pence. Linda, how is it down there?
Well, it's certainly extremely hot down here. In fact, Stefan Edberg yesterday had a new take on that expression, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. He said this court is an oven. If you get out of the oven, you'll lose the match. One of the reasons he said he wasn't going for the big, hard, flat serve was not so much his shoulder, he's just too tired. And in fact, we talked about his foot faults yesterday. He had so many of them. He said he didn't argue about that either, because that would have taken too much out of him. So he's really conserving energy out here today. Barry?
I'll look at the thermometer down there, Linda. 118 degrees. That thing only goes to 120. I wonder what happens when it gets hotter than that. Edberg now ready to serve. Up a game, up a break. We'll get a chance to see how close Edberg comes to that baseline.
Chair umpire is complaining about someone moving behind Agassi. We can't see him up here, but
I think Edberg actually is complaining about somebody fanning. That could get into his vision. He could lose the ball into the ball.
So what do you do if you're a spectator? Die?
Well, stop fanning while the ball's in play.
Right.
listen, if you pay $35, you're not allowed to fan. Stand at attention and smile. Look at that poor guy. Edberg's played himself into a good position here. If he could just hold serve a couple times.
At least a dozen foot faults. He gets so close to that baseline, and yet when he gets a football, he refuses to move back. Like, look here from the side. Now watch the right foot. That's the one. That time it stayed behind, but that's the one that puts him in trouble.
Tell you what, if Edberg can win this set, I don't necessarily like Agassi's chances in the third. He doesn't look quite as loose and fresh.
foot faults. He actually pulls back from the line, but when he addresses the ball, you can see the left foot come up, but it's the right foot that is the culprit, getting right up on that baseline. First serve gets onto the line as Agassi misses the forehand.
Edberg holds in the second game of the second set. 2-love now. Edberg with the break.
And the reason I said that, Barry, was that the way Agassi's playing now, he's kind of slapping at balls, going for quick winners, rather than working his way into the play, and that's unusual for him.
Very loose first game on his own serve. Suddenly now, Agassi a real streak.
Yeah, he just dumped that forehand. There was no rhyme or reason behind that shot. It's clearly on edge today.
He's really got him in trouble. Let's look at the first set. 62% first serve, both players equal. Winners 13-11. Unforced error just about even. It was a very close first set.
Agassi is in the tank right now. Well, that's a strong statement, but he is just trying funky shots, and he got away with a drop shot there, but right now he is not focused, and as you said, Donald, in a dangerous position as Gilbert takes on his coach.
This is not the Agassi of 1995 that we've seen. Suddenly we're looking back at a guy who used to play like this in the early 90s.
Well, it's only 4 or 5 points. I mean, let's don't rule him out here, but... and not let him get back into focus. Edberg moving well to his right there, lunges at that ball, keeps it in play, but misses this backhand. He hits it, but Edberg gives up the point, and Agassi hits the easy ball.
A little drop shot to Agassi. It's deuce.
Because he didn't play very well for 4 or 5 points, and he was just very careless, sloppy, and he looked tired.
I think it's more that he's just a little bit nervous, and he wants to win this match easier, does not want to put in the work. I don't think he's going to tank the match. I just think for a couple points there, he was not giving 100%. Andre can do that periodically and then pick up his concentration a little bit down the road.
Edberg the break. Edberg 2-1 second set. Agassi with the first set 6-4. Stay with us. We're on Prime and we're in Washington for the finals.
Connect your programs and open them up to Cellular One's ad on page 41. If it's signed by Patrick McEnroe, you're the lucky fan who will take home the Cellular One gift bag. Take your autographed program book to the Cellular One booth located near the main entrance to receive your gift bag. Cellular One, clearly better. Got to be signed by Patrick McEnroe. No forgeries accepted. Thank you.
Sweet. Let me double check. Oh, double check. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Agassi up a set 6-4, down 2-1 in a break in the second set. It's hot and humid in Washington, but around the tennis world, other results. Thomas Muster, that red-hot clay court player, wins the Mercedes Cup over in Stuttgart over Jan Appel of Sweden. Straight sets for the militiaman. Very tough player, that Muster. I'll tell you, I wouldn't want to run into him on clay at any time. Would you like to play him on clay, too?
I'd have a hard time getting points, never mind games. 41 matches in a row he had earlier this year on red clay.
Again, a very loose return off that slice backhand. Edberg goes quickly to 30 love.
I wonder if Edberg's thinking what we're thinking up here in the booth, that he's got an awfully good chance to still win this match. Agassi has been a little inconsistent. He hits winners, he makes errors. And that has not been his style all week.
As we mentioned earlier, this is Agassi's first match in the afternoon. He's been playing every evening. The difference is the climate has been drastic. Easy ball, Tim. He tries a cute angle on it, misses it badly.
That could be the key, though, Barry. He has not played in there under the humid, hot conditions of the afternoon, and that's a pretty easy shot, that one-handed push shot, and he just may be out of gas.
Looked like he got tired of it and said, I'm not going to have a long rally here, folks. Here's Edberg with the high toss, comes in with a kicker. Look at Agassi, 6 feet inside the baseline there, just slaps a winner.
Agassi has Edberg on a string.
Makes it look so darn easy.
Puts it away easily, and so now Stefan Edberg 1 point away from a 3-1 lead. Sportsman of the week, Tim.
Well, every week the IBM ATP Tour Charities designates one player as the Sportsman of the Week, and this week it's doubles great Richie Renenberg. $5,000 will be donated in Richie's name to the NJTL programs, which is bringing tennis to inner city kids all across the country. Richie was out doing clinics and exhibitions during Kids Day earlier here in Washington on Tuesday.
I think he's just about one of the nicest guys playing the sport all over the world.
And one of the best doubles players.
I saw him this morning heading from Montreal, and certainly a tribute to the game, Richie Renenberg.
I gotta tell you, I think Agassi's dead tired.
He's spent.
You know, if Edberg keeps a few balls in play here, we're gonna have the third set real quick. Listen.
19 unforced errors at this point.
He had 15 the whole match last night. 19 already today. Edberg has cut his to 13 from 24 last night.
Looking around now. Hiding behind that screen.
Edberg's a giant chance here. Double fault.
Is he taking more chances? And so now, Stefan Edberg at 15-40.
Playing quickly in between points, and we'll watch it here. taking only 12 to 15 seconds between points, and his points themselves are playing very short. He's going for winners early on, trying to go for an ace or an early ground stroke winner. Obvious signs of fatigue.
Stefan Edberg has one course of action here. Keep the ball in play, keep it deep. He can't let up right now because Agassi is trying to figure out where he is. And the sun really must have bothered him.
What's remarkable about this Barry, though, is not so long ago, maybe 15 minutes ago, Agassi looked very fresh at the end of the first set. He was playing long points. And although Agassi wins this point here with a stab volley, he definitely looks dead. And the thing out in that court, it's a sunken court, and there is nowhere to hide from the heat.
Yes, Agassi concedes the point.
That's the great strength of Stefan, the chip, come in and hit the backhand volley. He does it better than anybody in the sport. And you're going to see the perfect player. Second ball, tacks it with the chip, hits the volley into the open court. Very confident on that backhand.
He catches Agassi, and Stefan Edberg has broken it. He now leads 4 games to 1 in the second set. Agassi with the first set, 6-4. Stay with us. Edberg trying to even it up at a set apiece.
Provider of professional services, Coopers & Lybrand supports youth programs throughout the country and, in fact, the world. Coopers & Lybrand is honored that this tournament benefits the youth in our community through the Washington Tennis Foundation. Lake Mason, helping clients acquire and maintain financial independence. Bird's Eye Easy Recipe and Easy Serve for your family. Thank you.
Back in the second set, an amazing turnaround for Stefan Edberg. Up 2 breaks as Brooke Shields tries to stay cool. It is red hot down there on the center court. Gilbert watching her sign an autograph there. I don't think Brad's ever been asked for an autograph. He's not sure how that happened.
He's forgotten how to sign his name. It's been so long.
Thank you. Please be seated.
Now Andre Agassi, who seems totally out of steam at the moment. This heat unbearable, and as we mentioned earlier, this is the first time all week long that he has played during the daytime. All of his matches scheduled for 7 o'clock in the evening.
Please be seated.
You know, interesting, Barry, when Connors played here, he always asked to play in the afternoon because he felt it got him in shape, which always surprised me. Edberg did a lot the same. He said, I want to play in the afternoon, just don't play me at 12. And so he played at 3:30 most of the time.
The only other reason Edberg asked for that is he doesn't like to play under the lights. He has a hard time seeing at night.
Like his old friend Bjorn Borg. Like U.S. Open. Agassi now just trying very delicate shots. The ball stops. Linda Pence, bring us in. What's going on down there with Agassi?
Well, I think, Barry, as you can clearly see, Agassi is giving almost no effort in this game at all. During the changeover, he spoke to Dana Leconto, asked for Gail Bradshaw, the supervisor, who came out on the court, declined whatever was his request, and We're going to try and find out what that was, but clearly Agassi is a spent man and he's conceding the set.
Agassi may have asked for trainer Bill Norris, ATP Tour trainer Bill Norris, to come on the court, but Agassi cannot see a trainer under the rules because it would come under loss of condition. He can only see Norris if it's an injury, but if it's loss of condition due to fatigue, he cannot get the trainer on court with him.
So if you have a cramp, you can have him come out, but if you have fatigue, you can't.
Actually, a cramp also comes under loss of condition. It's cramp and fatigue. He cannot see the trainer. If it's an injury, like he pulls a muscle or turns an ankle, then the trainer can't come on court.
For how long, Jim?
For he can get 1 3-minute timeout.
Edberg up now, 40-15, 1 point away from a 5-1 lead here in the second set.
40-30.
Can't the player take one sort of bathroom call and that you can leave the court, go to the bathroom?
Right.
So Agassi could still do that, couldn't he? And say, I've got to go to the bathroom.
He could try that.
Yeah, what can they do? They got to let him go off under the rules. And that's what he really wants, to get in the shade. Look how he's perspiring there.
Miss it. Edberg holds. Now Agassi down 1 in the second set.
And boy, Edberg's figured out he's in the catbird seat now because he's played through this heat for 5 days.
This is quite amazing. Agassi on a roll with the first set and suddenly loses the first game of the second set on his own serve and now totally disoriented.
But I think he's just doing what Linda said. I think he's throwing the set, Barry, but he'll be starting, quicker in the third. He's not going to just throw the match.
I'm not so sure, Don. I think he's actually more tired than that even. Perhaps at the start of the third set he will put up a little bit of a fight, but he does look totally spent.
Edberg missing the turns of serve. Can't get the set ended.
Going for the ace, trying anything to end points quickly now.
Well, Barry, we have seen Agassi do this before. I think Donald may have a point. It's going to be very interesting to see how he is at the start of the third set. He's conceded sets in the past just to get his breath back. You may remember the notorious one at the US Open when he played 5 sets with Jimmy Thomas, really threw a set, almost to prove that he could play 5 sets. But he must know that Edberg may not have the energy that Agassi will have in the third. Back to you, Barry.
All right, Linda, 5-2 now. Edberg still on. When we return, Stefan Edberg, the defending champ, will serve for the second set. Stay with us.
Washington's leading stereo video store. Visit any of Meyer & Co.'s 7 locations and select from the best brands like Sony, Mitsubishi, Toshiba, and RCA. You'll receive 6 oven fresh bagels absolutely free. Offer valid tomorrow only, so hurry in if you hear 6 love. Thank you. Time.
Brad Gilbert, the coach of Andre Agassi, standing now, concerned about his horse out there because Agassi got the wet towel at the changeover, tries to stay cool. I got a feeling Edberg's going to hold here, and then we'll see how Agassi can come back in the third.
Thank you.
Edberg to serve now for the second set, up 5-2. Go for it. Tim, have you ever been tired on the court where you had to make a decision how much energy you exert?
Quite often, actually, in conditions like this here in Washington. The whole summer season, in fact, is played under conditions just like this. And the key is to conserve your energy so that you can play it at close to 100% on the key points. And if Linda and Donald are right, Agassi will lose this game and then come out with what's left in his tank at the beginning of the third set.
Go long again with the first serve.
You try to use your weapons smartly. Do not run after points where you don't think you can get to the shot and hit a winner off of it, and try to end those points quickly.
Also, I think it's hard to stop and start. I mean, Agassi loses all his rhythm and all his confidence. Gutsy Edberg is really popular in Washington. This crowd will swing to him, but they'll want Agassi to fight and compete.
Let's watch carefully now. The first game of the third set. This will tell the story. Agassi getting a big one. Checks the set. Bouncing up and down, trying to get himself back into this match. Final set for the championship, right here.
Edberg rushing that forehand, wanting to get into the net.
I'm surprised he did that. I thought he might just get the ball in play to sort of test Agassi and see, as you said, Tim, how much fuel he's got left. The crowd does not like the call, nor does Stefan. Chair.
I'm not going to overrule a call like this, but you can see it hitting. Good ball there. Looks a little long. Called out. Edberg has made 3 errors and 5 hits. And so he's not testing the stamina of Agassi at all. Strange sequence of events here.
Well over the baseline.
Basically, you want to keep the ball deep and in play and see if Agassi's going to flail away from the baseline, or whether he's going to really compete.
Crucial game, first game of the third set. Agassi up 1-love. They have split the first 2 sets. We're at the Legg Mason Tennis Classic in Washington. Stay with us on Prime Tennis.
Including Legal Seafoods, Williams-Sonoma, Grand Cuisine, and many more. Tyson's Galleria, Beltway Exit 11B, McLean, Virginia. Penn is proud to be the official ball of the Legg Mason Tennis Classic. Penn, America's #1 ball. If you're feeling just a little bit warm, we have an announcement that's meant to cool you off. In just 169 days, it'll be Christmas. Thank you.
It's getting to Charlie. Oh, brother. That's a big game. I'm surprised.
I don't think he's got the juice.
Edberg?
No, I
don't think Agassi's got the juice.
Agassi
Really,
does.
too?
I think Agassi's going to win the match.
Let's get into that. That's good.
Time.
Hey, Charlie. Is the heat getting you,
What's his name?
Is the heat getting?
Thank you. Please be seated behind the players.
This crowd on its feet, trying to stay cool on an extremely hot day. Jay Clark, one of our cameramen, trying to stay away from the rays of the sun down on that center court. Now we'll see if Agassi gets some balls in play.
Prepared. Oh, misses the drop shot.
That's the best shot I've seen in the tournament.
What impressed me is Edberg's ability to get back there, to push off and get back and hit a good between the leg shot that shows he's got a little bit left in his tanks.
That's wide.
Big game here for Edberg. He wants to stay even, to test Agassi, keep the pressure on him.
Feels that Agassi is going to come back strong. I don't think he's got enough juice to last this third set. I really believe Edberg's in better shape. I know I'm going on a limb by saying that.
It's interesting. I'll tell you, after yesterday, people wondering whether Edberg could keep it up, and it looks like he is.
Costly double fault. I just think when you're the #1 player in the world, somewhere in deep you have that pride and you're not going to let it slip away without killing yourself. I don't care how dizzy or how tired you are. Agassi has such consistency that we've been talking about all afternoon. Unless he's dizzy and faint, he's going to compete.
Big serve down the middle, 130 miles per hour. 30 all. Second game, final set. Gutsy performance by Stefan Edberg. Here's a look at that last serve, the right foot coming forward there, right on the line.
Clearly a foot fault. Good call. Stumbling a little bit, but still very tough. Look at him set that ball in place. He goes with his shot right down the line. Moves quickly to the spot. Hits off the wrong foot, but hits a winner.
Big point for both players. Break point for Agassi. Just over the baseline.
That's where he gets in trouble, Barry, when he tries to overhit. Agassi has a tendency, when he's tired, to overhit.
Cross-court forehand. It's worked for him earlier.
I don't feel Edberg's keeping the pressure on him at all. The way he's playing these sequence of points.
Well, the tough thing for Edberg is he knows Agassi was tired at the end of the second set to keep his own concentration and rhythm going. The tendency is to change your style of play.
Exactly.
When
to compensate.
Exactly, when you're going against a tired opponent.
Edberg sprays the forehand. Agassi gets the early Agassi, final set. Agassi, who is after his 4th title of the year here in Washington. A look at the winners, and boy, that Mooster's put together some year, huh, Tim?
8 titles so far in front of everyone else, but Mooster, who had that terrible accident way back at Lipton, has a hard time playing on other surfaces. I should say a hard time playing on hard courts because of the injury to his knees and to his hips.
And there again, you see the repeated tactics by Stefan Edberg, chipping the backhand deep, coming in and hitting that beautiful backhand volley. That's his best shot. Here he comes. And this is the shot that Edberg never misses. Easy backhand.
Very tough low ball there with the forehand.
That shot is deceptively difficult because you have to pick it up over the top of the net and get it down inside the court. Takes extreme topspin.
15 all. A fault. Stefan Edberg, the defending champion here, trying to be a repeat winner. 2 in a row. Look at some of the winners.
Agassi, because if he holds, he goes up 3-love. If Edberg breaks him back, Agassi realizes he's in deep trouble. But you know what? Edberg may be getting a little tired over there. Seems more determined.
Agassi slices it out wide. And so now Agassi at game point, trying to get to 3-love. Up 3-love. As we go to a break, here is the spectacular shot from Stefan Edberg. Stay with us. 3-love Agassi.
Of the north field because of the rains last night, and that created limited parking. We're really sorry it happened, but we're glad to see you made it. And we hope you're enjoying the matches. Thank you. As a proud sponsor of the Lake Mason Tennis Classic, we'd like to invite you to the Circuit City booth to check out the latest in digital satellite technology and home theater. That's at Circuit City. American Cafe now features a brand new menu at all 7 locations in Virginia, D.C., and Maryland. American Cafe. Time.
Well, talk about dedication during the changeover. Agassi is up 3-love. Brad Gilbert literally takes the shirt off his back, hands it to a ball kid, and the shirt is run over to Andre Agassi. You talk about giving your everything.
Except he didn't put it on. Still wearing that black and white. can't keep the ball in play long enough to tire him out.
About 15. Cross court, and Tim suddenly, Edberg looks like he's running out again.
Yeah, I guess I was totally wrong. Agassi really cranking it up here. Looks much sharper, and Edberg does look a little fatigued.
Love 30. Agassi already with one break. Would love to get another right here. Ooh, right on the sideline.
What a difference an inch makes. He could have been down love 40. Instead, it's 15-30, and he's still alive on his serve. This is the critical game for Stefan Edberg. He's got to have it to stay in this match. Without it, Barry, I think Agassi will roll on.
Just wide. Edberg again goes for it all. Pulls the backhand wide, and suddenly this crowd now behind Edberg once again. Down, double break point. Serve and volley, Tim. He's going for it.
Biggest point of the match for Stefan Edberg right here. Facing 30-40.
Serves an ace. Outrun his 6th of the day. What a time for it. 106 miles per hour, 105.
Edberg holds here. He's still very much alive. 106 miles an hour on that first serve. You said his shoulder was hurting. He's hit 2 great serves. A little long.
One of the more underrated part of Agassi's game is that overhead. Very consistent with it. Let that one bounce. That's deceptively difficult when you take it on the bounce.
Thank you.
Sideline, and Edberg will go up to hold his advantage.
Agassi going for all the goods right here. Gets that forehand just wide.
Serve. Stefan Edberg has held a crucial game. It is 3-1. Agassi in the final set. They split the first 2. Stay with us. We're in Washington.
Continental Airlines' award-winning One-Pass Frequent Flyer program now offers even more ways to earn free travel and upgrades. Continental, more airline for your money.
Indeed, that last game, very important because Edberg goes down 2 breaks. He's in trouble. We'll see what happens here. Plenty of time.
You get the sense that Edberg here is testing Agassi's strength and stamina, and Andre showing good mobility as he takes this ball right at waist level. No problem at all for Agassi to push off to that drop shot. Off the top of the frame of the racket. It's amazing to me, his timing is so good that he doesn't miss-hit more balls, but he doesn't.
I think that's because he was tired, Barry. There's Brooke Shields, Andre's good friend who's visiting here today. Called, and he thought it was right smack on that line. I tend to agree with him from way up here.
Nice backhand, carries long.
Edberg saw that Agassi was going to kick that serve out. I think he was moving outside of the doubles alley before Andre made contact.
Agassi cranks up another first serve, 110 miles per hour when he needs it. So Agassi now at game point, trying to get to 4-1. Continues to check the sun. From that side.
Try to drop volley there, Barry, that almost hit the service line.
And so Agassi now 4-1 as Brooke Shields looks on. Stay with us. We're at the Legg Mason Classic in Washington.
Which tastes as good as it looks. Bistro located in the village at Shirlington. Ladies and gentlemen, today while you're enjoying the matches, you also could be improving your tennis game in two ways. When you purchase a racket stringing card, you can have your racket strung anytime this year by the very same stringing pros that do the ATP Touring Players rackets, and you'll also receive a free pass to attend your choice of their singles or double strategies clinic with their head tennis professional, Jeff Thomas. 2-hour clinics given every Wednesday evening and Saturday morning. Thank you. Time.
Great match.
It is a good match.
Looking back 4-1 as Agassi up now. Break. Edberg trying to hold here. Down 1-4. Great job today by all our crew. Steve Mayer, our producer. Bruce Troy, and of course our special effects guy, Harold Heck, who puts together those wonderful pieces that you see throughout the telecast. Great job by everybody down there.
Stefan Edberg has changed shirts again, but he fortunately needed to change his serve there as he double faulted the opening point.
Wonder if he's using that shirt that Gilbert brought out in the court to Agassi.
15-30.
Been an incredibly gutsy effort from both players.
I don't think anybody, when they left this stadium yesterday, Tim, felt that Edberg had this much fuel left after an unbelievable match yesterday. Over the baseline. Again, the football. Boy, that's so tiring at this point.
That's exactly right. The single shot that takes the most energy is the big flat first serve, and the right foot comes up. That serve was in.
With a big swing.
30-40.
So now Agassi with a chance here to break and go up 5-1.
First serve down the center. Keeps it alive. He's got to hold. There's a perfect serve. Stefan with the little short high bounder knocks it behind Agassi, who conceded the point.
Oh! Edberg back with a chance to hold here.
It's a tired return. Or attempted return by Andre.
Oh! Stefan Edberg comes back from break point. He holds it is 4-2 Agassi in the third set. They split the first two.
National Car Rental gives you what other companies don't. A choice. Choose your car right on the lot from the car class you've reserved. It's that easy. National, we keep you moving in the car you choose.
Agassi's serving now. 7th game, final set. Up a Still think that's a good play, Tim, at this point.
The big thing is it keeps the point short, and it gives Edberg a chance to use his greatest weapons. But Agassi, as usual, coming up with great accuracy on the pass.
Agassi said it was called out. Edberg way in the corner, Tim, and look at this shot on the full run.
I think Agassi called it out, but it was called good by the linesperson, the one who counts. Full swinging hook forehand, and we didn't get a chance to see it bounce on the replay.
Agassi lets it go. I think he makes a huge mistake doing that because he tries to intimidate the linesman into a call, and there was no call. And Edberg very much alive now, back in this match. Chances, because Agassi is really floundering right now, going through another spell. Great serve. He goes for the ace. He doesn't want any rallies. Number 4 for Andre. And here is the biggest point of the match for Stefan Edberg.
over the baseline. Edberg going for it all.
Boy, did he on a return like that off a first serve. He really cracked that forehand. It was way long.
Again, goes for the ace, 112 miles per hour, wide.
Beautiful shot by Andre. And when it counted, he's been there. Edberg cannot believe he made that shot. And watch here, he pounds the forehand. Here comes Edberg. Agassi moving to his left, naturally goes for his favorite shot and wins it.
Agassi gets out of trouble. So from 15-40 down, Agassi holds. It is 5-2. When we return, Edberg will serve to stay in the match.
For a chance to become an instant millionaire, you know you don't need the money, but perhaps a relative. Pick up your Powerball tickets tonight. Heineken welcomes you to the 95 Lake Mason Tennis Classic. When you're moving your head from side to side, take just a moment to tilt it back for an ice cold Heineken. Heineken making friends since 1864. Thank you.
Both players taking the full 90 seconds now on this changeover, a crucial changeover as Agassi changes shirts. As you mentioned, Donald, he has not accepted the shirt of his good coach, Brad Gilbert, continuing to stay with what he's familiar with, but Edberg now over to serve to try and stay in this match. Down 2-5.
Agassi has changed the same black and white, but a fresh, dry shirt.
What does Edberg do here, Tim? Do you think he should come in behind most of his serves at this point in the match?
I think he needs to continue to mix it up because Agassi still is returning well, passing well, but the key is to hold his serve here and then get that last shot at trying to break Agassi and then come to net on the short Agassi serve.
Agassi taking extra time, toweling off after the changeover. This crowd now behind Edberg trying to keep him in this match. This 90-second changeover just turned into about a 120-second changeover, at least.
In the open court, Agassi continues to do what he does best, which is pass off both sides.
15.
That's not that bad. It was 708 miles an hour. Agassi has really amazed me in the way he's picked up the level of play here in the third set. He would love to get off the court right now.
About 8 inches long. Edberg staying in.
In the last 2 games that Edberg served, he's got down love 30 in both games and then escaped because of the fatigue factor. I'm sure Andre will be trying to end the match right here.
Yeah.
championship point. 15-40 as Brooke Shields looks on.
Thank you.
Stefan on the forehand volley.
A gutsy play from Edberg to hang in.
See if he can spin the first serve in and comes in behind it. Whether he's facing a second serve, he stays back.
Like the last two games Edberg has served, he's been digging himself out of holes with improbable volleys. That was an excellent return from Agassi. Shoe top volley from Edberg into the open court.
And on a match point.
Yeah.
He gets it to deuce, he serves the first ball, it's a football.
Just don't understand why he doesn't pause a little longer.
Missing with the two-hander, and so from 15-40 down, Edberg now with a chance to get to 5-3.
Just wonder how tired each guy is at this stage.
Hear a huge roar from this crowd if Edberg wins this point.
Can Edberg make him play?
I've been wrong all afternoon, so I'm afraid to make any guesses. But clearly we're going to see an attacking Edberg who's going to try to get to net at the first opportunity.
I think you should keep the ball in play. Make Agassi hit the shots. Don't make any careless errors and make Agassi win the match.
Agassi to serve for the championship. 5-3, final set.
Shots, Barry. He makes a very good return, comes in. Now watch Edberg. Has a little half volley there, tries an underspin, and he knows he's made a mistake. Should have hit to the open court. He had Agassi fairly out of court to his right. Will tire. Brooke Shields taking it very seriously, very intensely. Andre said earlier in the week she gets so excited in the matches, it's hard for her to watch.
She's watching this one. 15.
Yes!
Got it, I got it.
Waving off the ball game. I've got it, he says. Try two.
15 all. Big chance for Edberg. Absolutely dead.
That's what Tim said about a half an hour ago. Yes. A perfect play from Edberg in game two, taking the short ball.
I was going to force Agassi to go for passing shots, and that is so tough to do.
This crowd, I don't know who they're urging on here.
I think they're pulling for Stefan Edberg, Donald. It's long with the two-hander. And so now Edberg with double break point.
But remember, he had that last time around. We thought Agassi was out of the tournament. Serving here at 5-3, had double match point. And now he's down 2 break points.
Agassi just took a slug at the chair umpire microphone with his racket.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nabisco is a proud sponsor of the
amazing. Agassi looking right now like he did in that second set when he started to run out of gas.
Sort of looks like one of those Rocky IV movies with both boxers just barely able to stand at the end of the 15th round. But right now, it's this man who is the Rocky, Stefan Edberg, all of a sudden coming to life, hits the backhand for the winner. And Agassi disgusted with himself as he does not even move for this ball. And perhaps you're right, Donald. Maybe in the last game he just got spent.
Nervous Brooke Shields, as you mentioned, Donald, who hates to.
She looks like she's being tortured out there.
She is.
So 5-4 Agassi as Edberg will cross over now and try and hold serve and get to 5-all. What's going through Agassi's mind right now, Tim?
Well, he's probably thinking about those chances that he had to break Edberg for the match at 15-40, a couple passing shot opportunities. The key for him is to put that out of his mind now and just say he's still within one game of winning this match. He's broken Edberg on a number of occasions, and he can do it again right here.
Stefan Edberg, on the other hand, thinking if I can just hold, it'll be 5-all. Wondering what that will do to Agassi's mental state. And this crowd.
I really like Edberg's chances right here, Barry. Unless Andre can get off to a quick start here, the first 2 points. If Edberg gets up on his serve, he'll be into 5-all. And then anything can happen because Agassi is definitely more tired than Edberg.
We talk about a final with some drama. We have had it out here this afternoon. This crowd getting its money's worth.
2 great semifinal matches, tennis-wise, yesterday. The fans here have loved the week.
I think if you're Edberg, you choose to come in on the forehand side of Agassi. Both wings obviously are great, but that forehand is a little bit more vulnerable.
Club 15, taking a short approach.
Agassi gets jammed on the return of serve, but somehow gets it back low.
Edberg is not going to do it the easy way. It's down 2 points, love 30.
The 4th game in a row now that Edberg has served, he's been down love 30.
Drives you nuts when you're watching him. Andre Agassi is going to take a chance right here. Perfect serve by Edberg.
5 miles per hour, down the center. 15-30.
Watch Agassi as he walks. I mean, he just looks dazed. No bounce at all.
Excellent choice of serve by Edberg, down 15-30.
Only 98 miles an hour. He's been serving around 105, 106 on most of his first serves.
Wow. It's long. And Agassi fires the racket.
Well, he was lucky that didn't hit. That's a low thing there. If that had gone up a foot higher, he'd have hit 3 people sitting there. He didn't mean to do that, but he really ricochets it. Was there a code violation?
Yes.
I think Lecanto did give him a code violation.
Crowd now. Agassi.
This crowd will turn quickly.
Thank you.
Now, see, that's my whole theory. What can you do when he runs off the court and says it's a toilet break?
Wow. Agassi disappearing quickly.
I've been saying that for 6 games, and Edberg's asking for a ruling.
This is amazing. Suddenly, Agassi, after that last forehand, Let's have another look, because he missed the forehand badly and then turns quickly.
And now he drops the racket and he decides, I'm going to the bathroom.
But I actually think he has to ask Lecanto for a bathroom break. He should go to the chair umpire before he walks off the court.
Ooh.
Whether Lecanto will make anything of that, I'm not sure.
Well, what's the rules? Can he just dictate when he goes off?
Yeah, but he should. He can, but he is supposed to ask for clearance from the chair umpire.
Edberg not questioning it at this point, obviously, but good point, Tim.
And how much time does he have?
I believe he has 90 seconds.
It's a pretty quick toilet break, I'll tell you.
Fortunately, the toilets, the locker room, right through the end at the end of that tunnel, so there shouldn't be any problem getting there. There's no distance.
What happens if you go inside there and you just start toweling off, putting water on you, and you don't go to the bathroom?
I don't think you can do that, no.
An official should be with
who's watching,
making sure that Agassi just goes in, does his business, and gets back out on the court.
Now look at Stefan Edberg trying to stay cool out here. His shirt off, ice water. This is quite an amazing turn of events.
Okay, maybe we get a slow-mo of the locker room.
we need a mini cam in there.
A toilet cam.
Want to get a toilet shot to see what Agassi's doing in there.
Brad Gilbert. Shields look on.
You remember back to some U.S. Opens where Connors used to go off the court.
Agassi back on center court now. Big hand.
And I would say that it is air conditioned in that space underneath the stadium, so any kind of respite, even if it's 1 minute, 2 minutes, does help you get your strength back.
We'll see what happens here as Agassi gets ready to serve. That is interesting, Tim, because that difference in temperature could be a big, big help.
I don't like Agassi's chances, particularly if we get into a tiebreaker. Shots. He keeps playing that drop shot and keeps losing the point.
Agassi spent 2 minutes and 10 seconds off the court. And he did have a little bit of push there as he went off for that drop volley that Edberg hit. We should remember that Edberg too is pretty close to spent.
Well, he got his 2 minute. 10 seconds out on the court.
Yeah, but not in an air-conditioned locker room.
Changed his shirt.
What even looked more tired was the open stance slice forehand before that. Edberg without the energy to get that other foot across to hit the forehand.
Yes. Perfect timing. Edberg had decided to come in.
Agassi made no bones about it. He just said the heck with it. And that ball drops in. This guy, he can afford it at 40-15.
Agassi going for a big second serve. And suddenly, the 40-love lead disappears. It is only 40-30. See if Edberg takes another chance on the return. Seen so many leads disappear.
It's such streaky tennis because they're both exhausted. It's whoever makes the last good hit. I think Edberg has to make it that good, Ray. That's his favorite play, the backhand chip, and on a deuce point, he sails it over the baseline.
But when you're that tired, you lose your sense of balance and your vision goes off just a touch, so it is hard even just to control that.
And you go to your strength. That's what he likes.
Second serve. Agassi's 7th double fault of the day. What a time for it. Game point.
He's lucky to be standing. I mean, after that last miss, he really...
Big serve.
The thing Agassi's got working for him is he's got those great, powerful ground strokes. He can end points quickly off either wing.
He sure can and does. Just loses there. He didn't move for that ball at all on the replay.
The second serve.
Did you say he went for it? He didn't care whether it went in or out. He was going to hit it.
By comparison, his normal second serve's around 83, 85 miles an hour. Yep.
Stay with us. When we return, Stefan Edberg will try to stay in this match and get to a tiebreak.
It's about 20 degrees hotter on that court. You're sitting, they're running. They need all the encouragement they can get. These are two great champions.
Announced it.
Yeah.
Time.
6-5 in the third. A roar just went up from this crowd as the announcer here has said that it is 20 degrees hotter on the center court than it is in the stands, and both players received a standing ovation. They have certainly put on a gutsy show in this kind of atmosphere today. Again, a big roar for both players as they change over.
To do is jump on him here, win the first couple of points in the forehand there. Cross court, not his favorite shot, is an outright winner. Edberg coming in on his first serve. Agassi is not running. He just stands in the center of the court, flicking half volleys. And Edberg makes an error.
Agassi has such amazing timing that he can stand at midcourt and take those balls in the rise. But that was a big mistake on Edberg's part to blow a relatively routine forehand.
Struggling here now, pumps the volley into the court. Agassi goes behind him off a very deep ball. Look at the depth to hit this shot.
15 feet behind the baseline. Edberg down 15-30.
God, was that a great shot.
So once again, Agassi at double championship point.
Agassi toweling off back there is going to take a lot of time. Stefan up early, ready to serve. So tired he could hardly walk up there. But Edberg made 3 errors in that last game to let Andre hold on. So one great shot by Andre Agassi, the backhand we showed.
This was a true war of attrition. Really one of the great matches I've seen in 1995. To both players, but Agassi showed a lot of stuff down the stretch.
It does not get much better than that competitively. Both players absolutely spent in this unbelievable heat here in Washington. And so Andre Agassi wins it in 3, 6-4, 2-6, 7-5. Another look at match point now as Edberg spins the serve in.
And Edberg hits a quick forehand on the second hit into the middle of that net. And there's Brooke Shields' reaction. I'd say she's involved in these matches.
It's been a longer afternoon for Brooke Shields and Brad Gilbert. 6-4, 2-6, 7-5. Agassi, the 1995 Legg Mason champion. What a match. Stay with us. We'll be right back. It was unbelievable.
That was a spectacular match.
Yeah. I mean, they just kept blowing leads. 40-15. Okay. Okay. Right. Right. Okay. Okay. There we go. Wow. What a deal.
That was a great match.
It was a great match.
Really one of the great matches.
Yeah, it was because of the drama. Both so tired, both fighting the tails off.
The shot Agassi hit from 15 feet behind.
The backhand?
I mean,
that won him the match. I mean,
yeah.
Just stunned it.
Put him up 15-30.
Then Edberg started pressing.
Yeah.
He missed 2 easy balls.
Wow. That was a fantastic shot. Okay. Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen.
The Legg Mason Tennis Classic on Prime has been brought to you by De Beers, a diamond is forever. By ITT Sheraton, for 75 years, the one to follow. And by Air France. Well, a huge crowd and a sellout packed house here as both players totally spent 120 degrees, and we have never seen such a competitive match as we have just seen between two of the great champions, two former number ones and a current number one, Andre Agassi. And so as they try and recover after this match, we're going to have a look now at our ITT Sheraton point of the match. And what a point it was, as Edberg got caught, Donald and Tim, and somehow he makes this spectacular shot earlier in the match.
Agassi goes for that forehand.
This point really shows the kind of scrambling tennis we saw from both players. Edberg goes between the legs and totally catches Agassi by surprise. But so much of the match was this struggle back and forth, but ultimately Agassi was to recover and come back and win the match.
So that was our ITT Sheraton point of the match. Again, the final score, 3 sets. Andre Agassi, the number 1 seed, winning it 6-4, 2-6, and 7-5. We will have more tennis for you later this summer, August 4th through 6th, on the UCLA campus out in Los Angeles, the Infinity Open. Check your local listings. We'll have it for you on Prime Tennis. Once again, Andre Agassi, the champion here. What an effort, but what a tremendous effort from his opponent today, Stefan Edberg. Agassi the winner. As we look one more time. And so for Tim Mayotte and Donald Dell, I'm Barry McKay saying we'll see you in Los Angeles. Good afternoon, everybody.
Each of the sponsors that you see mentioned here today, one of their primary reasons of sponsoring this event is because of the charitable contribution. And I'd like to recognize some of those sponsors today. Jim LaFawn, who's the managing director of Coopers and Lybrand. Tony Greystone, who's the district manager for Air France in Washington. Thank you. Ray O'Brien, who's the senior vice president of sales and marketing for SkyTel. Sandy Fitzhugh, who's the Senior Vice President for Nations Bank. And last and certainly not least, the Chairman of Legg Mason, who has sponsored this tournament for 2 years now and has been an instrumental part in driving the money towards the foundation, Chip Mason. Chip will now present the awards to the 2 finalists. Thank you, Chip.
Well, I'm delighted to make this award to absolutely a marvelous tennis game. I think all of us have to agree to that. Beyond the heat, it was fabulous. And I'd like to call the runner-up, Stefan Edberg.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Andre. Well played today. It was not easy out there, it was very hot. And of course, I'd like to thank all you people coming out here, supporting this event. the Washington Foundation. I think that's really great, and I'm proud of you. And thanks a lot for this year. It was great. Thanks.
Thank you. You want him to stay? Now I have the pleasure and honor of calling the champion, Andre Agassi. I'm told there's a genie on the top of this, so be careful. It was absolutely spectacular. Thank you. Thank you. And we have this and the actual check is here. Oh. They want to have this, I think, out.
Can I really catch this thing here?
I don't think this will work.
Oh, hold on. Look at
that's
this.
Right. We want to have that put across around your neck.
Thank you. Can I have a hug? Can I have a hug?
Can you get a hug?
I want a hug. Hey, give me a hug.
I don't know if you're going to get it. Great.
This is about the only tournament in the world where I would prefer to wear white. Congratulations to Stefan on a well-played week. He's had a few tough matches out here in the heat, and he had many more excuses than I did to be tired out here, but he fought, and it just kind of rolled my way towards the end, but he almost came back for another one, and well done this week, Stefan. And so you know why I ran off the court. You may be wondering. I had these people over here weren't very lucky to see me puke about 3 times in that plant over there. So next year when that plant is blocking your view, you'll understand why it's grown so. And I just figured I was better off to go do it in private there. But I'd like to say that Washington has been a great tournament for me in so many ways. I think seen a lot of my highs and a lot of my lows. I've won here a few times, and I've lost early a few times, and to come back here as a top-ranked player this year is just such a wonderful feeling to come back to a place that's so familiar and so, in a sense, comfortable for me to start the preparation. But it's a great start for me to get ready for the Open, and I never forget Washington, so I love playing here, and thank you. And I also like to say thank you to all the ball kids who I've been kind of bullying around this week, you know, sending them back to their original spots. I kind of hate it when they end up in weird places. Kind of throws my concentration off, but I used to be a ball kid too. I know what hard work it is, and you take a lot of pride, and thank you for all your work. Thank you, all the... And thank you, especially all the fans, for coming out here and having a full attendance and making the players enthusiastic with your enthusiasm, creating the motivation to be competing in this heat to this level. And I certainly appreciate it and look forward to seeing you next year.